You are never too young to lead. You are never too young to do what you actually believe in. We keep saying that the future belongs to the young. It only belongs to you if you take it. From what I have seen, you young people are going to change the world, and you have to be the change that you want to see.
Maybe tomorrow, but I pray at least today, and we will fly in a twinkling of an eye.
Hello, lovely viewers. I want to welcome you back to the second session on the topic that what does tomorrow hold? Is there anything for the African youth or the Ghanaian youth to imitate from today's leadership? And in continuation from the first session, we asked ourselves, however, in the African report on leadership, which states that our country is not an exception, we are desperately awaiting another kind of leadership, the sort that will eradicate incompetency and mediocrity, and thereby fostering excellency and efficiency for the benefits of all the population. Today's leadership had in no instance shown fairness to we the younger generation, forgetting that the youth must be groomed and be given the needed space to explore. Like President Madiba rightfully stated in 2003 when he met at the children's annual meeting, he just says that we understand and promote the notion that while children need to be groomed, they also have the untransferred rights to become whatever they want to be, and they can achieve this when they are given the needed space to dream and to live out their dream. Now, in this regard, it is essential that you remember most of our leaders have failed and are therefore not worth to be recognized as such. Though I stand to be corrected, but what it means to be called an honorable person is one that holds on to the truth, faith, and worthy of trust. A reference from vocabulary.com. But what principles and heritage are our leaders passing on to us? If you may ask, what principles are they passing on to us? Is it that of what we witnessed on the seats of January 2021 at the parliament over the election of the speaker?
Let's get into what is going to happen shortly and the implications of it. I mean, all through the night, I've been struggling with minority leader, majority leader, because this is the 8th parliament, and there's
I see another.
Something had just erupted. Muntaka Mubarak is almost in a fight with another member of parliament. Who is that member of parliament? I don't know. There's a fight that has just broken out between Muntaka Mubarak and I see Amewu in that shot there. So there's a fight that has just broken up. It has been broken up now. James Aveji. I see John Jinapo.
And there's Katie Hammond too.
There's Katie Hammond. So this has erupted again. It has erupted again. And this has to do with something they've been haggling over before the voting begins. And they're pushing each other. There's a lot of pushing and shoving and strong words and gesticulating in the faces of MPs.
That's Dr. Friye.
Dr. Friye. He's very thick and tall, and he's using his size to push his way through the crowd now. I see Muntaka Mubarak holding the ballot box now. He's holding the ballot box, and I see a marshal. I see a marshal trying to drag the ballot box from him on the floor of Parliament. Everything was calm until this sudden eruption. In this chaos there.
Or what we witnessed on the 9th March 2021 when the president addressed the nation. You know, parliamentarians are being chosen by the constituency to represent us on our behalf at the chamber just because we all cannot be around. But hardly would they report to us whatever goes on at the chamber. And for we to sit back at our television and listen to what the presidents are saying, our leaders are making mockery and jokes, so that we would not hear. Our leaders are really jokes. Those have come to comprehend with nothing inscrutable, while always hearing student local LA meetings that seem to be chaos all the time. This was learned from nowhere. It was learned from our leaders, whom we imitate. But must we be surprised with the issue that broke out of Council on the 6th of April 2021?
We will fly in a twinkling of an eye.
When leaders of the National Media Commission are fully aware with what are trending on our TV, must we be surprised when an SHS student with no fear and no respect sits to insult the first gentleman of our nation?
These people, Anado, look at the people, look at Anado. The people is very hard. You put it so many things. And Anado, you kill us so. Free education like this. Take your fucking free education, Anado. We don't want free education again.
Aye.
When this year, me,
I miss me.
me come with me better. Miss Ramsan and my fellow say tam.
Miss my Felice Pam.
Sans and my fellow say tam. The
I go to near 3 months.
Oh,
they about to your post.
the buy a half an answer says.
Mawa says, me with 200,000 baht.
Nah, my myself fairly.
Akufado. Awe. Sanche maximum Akufado eh. Oh, play fellow. Ah, and look for me. Pasia also final you. Pasia final year belle. Mama so some belly.
When all we hear a single day on our radio stations are insults from our leaders, from people we call leaders, well, we have heard Mr. Joseph Osei White. Maybe I should use the word honorable. We have heard Honorable Joseph Osei urge members of the press corps on the 6th of December that they are not to use the misconduct of an individual MP to run down the parliament. But the intriguing truth is what Kofi Annan tells us, that if one of us is poor, then we are all poor. Same as if one of us is guilty, then we are all guilty. Just like we used to say back then in the second cycle, that one spoils granite, spoils all. Indeed, I admit the idea that what is truly loved about a person is inseparable of their limitation. But should that be a guarantee to fall? Our former president Jerry John Rawlings, who passed away in November last year, was an exceptional leader in many ways. Even though he had his pitfalls, but on top of being a soldier and a true revolutionary, he was a moralist. Now, after the struggles and long gain of independence, as well as freedom, let me submit to us that it is about time we pay heed to the advice of Sankaran, that in these tempestuous times, we cannot leave it to enemies of the past and of the present to think, to imagine, and to create. We also must do. Historically, the youth of today has been isolated from the mainstream leadership and development program. Sadly, the statement the youth of today are leadership for tomorrow has largely placed today's leadership in the hands of the old, whose vibrancy and synergy for sustainable development good has been burned out. Youth participation in our country goes back as far as the pre-colonial era. If you want to know, it really goes as far as the pre-colonial era is concerned. This has mostly consisted in being forces for change and safeguarding their respect for their basic fundamental of its population. And this clearly shows that we are ready to take up leadership mantle. Another important factor is what has made our country unpleasant and uncomfortable to live in, which has made the wish of most youth to vacate from this country and have a living in a foreign man's country without coming back or returning back anymore. This brings back the letter which was submitted by the 27-year-old girl to Obasanjo, which reads, "We have a past that we do not understand, we have a present which is most confusing, and a future which we have no confidence in. But who is at fault? Our leaders come from the society, so who do we blame? Is it the leaders or the society? But there's no need to play blame game. It is high time we get united and scout these young people, that they would learn and to know what to burn out, what has been worn out. Then they would figure what to do. But who? And this reminds me of our former late president, John Evans Atamos. When he had heard of the mishap that was going on at the border, he went to the customs and stood in front of them and spoke harshly to them and says,
Maybe tomorrow, but I pray that is today.